फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू प्रो टैलेंट एंड आई एम नितिन परमार। माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आपका स्वागत है ऑन दिस डेली करंट अफेयर एडिटोरियल एनालिसिस ऑफ 21st and 22nd of December. This is primarily for CLAT and law entrance examinations. My dear students, the kind of discussion we have on the varieties of the issues, I believe this discussion on a daily basis improves your capability to appreciate and understand the nuances of the current affair. The students of the law entrance examination, they require 360-degree perspective of the news item. They are not required to see superficial knowledge about the news item, but they have to see what are the major, you can say, changes are happening, what is a historical significance, what is the societal importance, okay, what is economical impact of a particular news item. I, Nitin Parmar, here tell you that how these events are shaping up, and that's why this turns out to be very important. So dosto, don't miss out to join our CLAT 2022 program. Okay, let's start. This is a very interesting satire on the Lok Sabha passed new bill to link electoral rolls with Aadhaar. Now this is interesting. There are so many people who are opposing this. Okay, someone says that look, Aadhaar is not a foolproof. Okay, Aadhaar is not a proof for your citizenship. Then on what ground you are keeping this particular item as, you can say, linking with electoral process? Okay, thereby you can say we are possibly giving voting rights to even non-citizens. Okay, now this is very interesting. Aadhaar is not a proof of citizenship, so that means anyone who has an Aadhaar has possibly a power to get voting right, and that's not right. Okay, at the same time, linking Aadhaar with the election process will definitely infringe right to privacy of the citizens. Okay, while the Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju, who is seen here, okay, he says that opposition has not understood the objective of the bill. It will make the election process more credible. The bill is in consonance with the Supreme Court's judgment. So let us see what is this idea of the linking of this particular front. Dosto, the new bill, which is known as Election Law Amendment Bill 2021, which seeks to link electoral rolls to the Aadhaar database. Okay, it was passed by Rajya Sabha, okay, on Tuesday. Obviously, Union government did not, you can say, focused on the protest. They forced it to pass it. Okay, so dosto, there is no debate. Okay, there is no debate. Just like what happened in the, you can say, the farm laws, there was no debate here. Okay, now let's talk about some arguments in favor of legislation as mentioned in this editorial. What is bill's objective? They say we want to purify the rolls and weed out bogus voters, which is good. In India, there are so many bogus voters are there. Okay? And then when you are connecting with Aadhaar data, okay, so it means we are trying to get the real people. Okay, now the point is when we talk about Aadhaar data, okay, then we need to worry on few important points. That electoral rolls, okay, has to be revised on a regular basis. Okay, election registration is very important. Like you and me have to go to electoral officer, and then he takes our registration and he ensures that our name is enrolled. Okay, this is wonderful. We will be in a position to remove bogus voter, okay, when someone is registered in more than one constituency. Okay, we will be in a position to identify that person through Aadhaar card. This will enable in future the remote voting. Okay, at the same time, the enrollment process will go faster. Okay, so these are the advantages of this particular bill. Now, what are the problems many times the advantages may be good, but the problems are huge, and thereby they have to be, you can say, viewed in a proper framework. So when we see that the legitimate voters, you can say, are disenfranchised because they are not able to provide other details. Okay, so Aadhaar was anyway, you can say, was a voluntary system. Okay, Aadhaar was a voluntary system. If you do not want to have Aadhaar card, it's your wish. So when you don't have Aadhaar card and you are not having, let's say, your voting ID card has a Aadhaar connection, and Aadhaar you did not have it, how will you be in a position to have a voting right? Now this is one of the very critical aspect, I believe, इस बात के ऊपर ध्यान देना चाहिए था. It is definitely a clear violation of privacy. Okay, because there are lot of demographic details are there in the Aadhaar card, okay, which will be connected to voting card, and thereby you can say the voters will be profiled and it will be misused. Because anyway Aadhaar is all about demographic details. In this demographic details, it is connected to your you can say voter ID. Okay, so that means as a political party, if I am a political party, I will definitely profile the voters, I will definitely misuse it. Okay, there was no public discussion, which is bad. Why government is not allowing public discussion? I see no point in doing it. There are a lot of other ways to identify bogus voters. Why are you going with this particular mechanism, which is really a bad idea? Okay? And obviously Aadhaar, because it is not a proof of citizenship, it is not able to differentiate between citizens and non-citizens, and thereby when you have Aadhaar, you have a, you can say, possibility of enrollment in a, you can say, electoral roll. So there is a wrongful enrollment may take place. So what will you do with it? In fact, you are actually allowing, you can say, non-citizen as a part of it. Okay, my dear students, you can say, if you have to look at how do we justify this law, the Puttaswamy case, which is famously known as, you can say, right to privacy, you can say, case, it suggested 3 tests to check the validity of law. Now when Mr. Kiren Rijiju is proposing this, you can say, bill, he said that he is confident that election law amendment bill satisfy this 3 tests laid by the Supreme Court. Which are the 3 tests? 1, okay, it should be a permissible law. Number 2, there is a legitimate interest of the state, okay, and the third, it has to proportionally, you can say, curtail the rights of the people. So this is what he says. Okay, we have to wait and watch. Aadhaar is voluntary by nature. Okay, now this is really a big issue. Okay, in practice, it is turned out to be a mandatory. So for example, let's say you have to go for income tax return, it is mandatory. Okay, when you have to have your you can say bank account, it is mandatory. Okay, so in a way it is mandatory. Okay, and thereby the law says that we are connecting it. So in a way it is voluntary, it's just for the theoretical aspect. In practice it is compulsory. Okay, and thereby you can say it turns out to be very interesting. Okay, and Aadhaar is mandatory only in the case of availing subsidies. However, a right to vote does not qualify as a subsidy. So I believe now right to vote will also be covered under this Aadhaar, which I think is not appropriate. Okay, and the government is not looking at this particular aspect. Okay, there may be a lot of bad things. I think the problem with this is, you can say, the problem is profiling of the people. Okay, and you can say non-citizens are allowed to vote, and there are so many people who will be disenfranchised. Okay, another bill which was not passed, you can say, in hurry. It was sent to a discussion, it was sent to, you can say, parliamentary standing committee. Okay, and this is one of the very interesting bill, which is the age of marriage. Okay, Smriti Irani, who is the Union Minister of Women and Child Development, ठीक है, she said that age of marriage should be uniformly applicable to all religions, caste, creed, overriding any custom or law that seeks to discriminate against women. Well, there are so many people who are opposing this. Mohammad Bashir, he says this is against the fundamental rights in the country. While Asauddin Owaisi, he says, why raise the age of marriage for girls to 21 when 18-year-old can choose a PM? 18-year-old can be allowed to have a live-in relationship. 18-year-old can have a sexual relationship. Isn't it a bad idea? So, when this bill is passed, the bill is Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021. It is going to amend so many other bills. Okay, which are those? 1. Indian Christian Marriage Act 1972, the Parsi Marriage and Divorce Act 1936, the Muslim Personal Law Shariat Application Act 1937, the Special Marriage Act 1954, the Hindu Marriage Act 1955, and the Foreign Marriage Act 1956. So in a way, 6 laws are going to be amended. My dear students, there is a minimum, you can say, age for different religion. For Hindu Marriage Act, the minimum age for a girl is 18 and for the boy is 21. For Islam, okay, there is no specific age, but a marriage of minor who has attained puberty is considered valid. So puberty age is 15 years. So that is acceptable. While in a Special Marriage Act 1954 and the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act, the prescribed age limit is 18 and 21, okay, for the women and men respectively. Okay. Now, this new age of marriage, you can say, to be implemented, these laws are going to be amended. As I mentioned, 6 laws are going to be changed. Okay. So, Smriti Irani says it is after 75 years we have done this. This is equal rights are provided. My dear students, okay, the background is very interesting. In India, the minimum age of marriage was prescribed for the first time by law which is known as Sharda Act 1929. Okay, it was later on renamed as Child Marriage Restraint Act 1929. This is star mark for you. This is very crucial information. This is going to be a game changer for you in the examination. In 1978, the law was amended to raise the minimum age of marriage to 18 years for girls and 21 for boys. This position remains same in the new law which is known as Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006. This law is going to be amended now. Okay, and this law replaced this Child Marriage Restraint Act. Now the big question is, what is the amendment? Okay, so in this law, 3 things are getting amended. Have a clarity on it. The first thing which is amended is the minimum age of marriage for a woman. That is section 2A says that male or a female who has not completed 21 years of age. So that is, you can say, that's the first thing. जो हमने देखा कि भाई 18 का 21 कर दिया, that is what this idea is. Okay. Second thing which has been amended is this. It increases the window for a child to file a petition to declare a child marriage void. So child, quote unquote. Okay. So when we say the marriage age is 21, so anyone is below 21 will be treated as child according to this Prohibition of Child Marriage Act. Okay, so you know that in India, the child marriages, although they are illegal, but they are not void, but they are voidable. Okay, so when we say void marriage, okay, it means in a legal terms, the marriage had never taken place in the first place. So when it is voidable, okay, so child marriage can be declared null and void by a court. when either of the party to the marriage files a petition. Okay, so this increases window for a child to do so. Okay, what is the window now? The window is, you can say, 23 years. Okay, the window is now 23 years. Okay, so petition under this section may be filed at any time, but before the child filing the petition completes 2 years of attaining majority. Okay, so earlier 2 years was for female, it was 20 years. For male, it was 23 years. Okay, now you can say here the scenario is basically being changed. They said the bill is proposing to extend this window from 2 years to 5 years. Okay, 5 years after attaining majority. Now attaining majority is 18 years. Okay, so plus 5 years, which means 23 years, which means you can say 21 year or 23. That means 2 year ka margin hai. Okay, 2 year after reaching the new minimum age of marriage, that is a margin available. Okay, so that is the new change. Okay, I hope it is very clear. Great. And the third crucial change is the clause called notwithstanding. Prohibition of Child Marriage Act across religion, notwithstanding any custom, which means it will be applicable to all religion equally, whether it is a Muslim, whether it is a Christian, whether it is a Parsi law, wherever it is applicable everywhere. I hope this is clear in your mind. Okay, I hope this is very clear. Great. Let's move forward. Government blinks, sends 2 bills for review. Now when we say government blinks, it means government took a defensive step. The defensive step is when you can say government has been, you can say, passing the bill without any discussion. Okay, there is a lot of pressure on the government, and the government has, you can say, sent 2 bills for the review. While election law amendment bill was passed without any kind of discussion. Okay, while you can say the bill called, you can say, prohibition of child marriage amendment bill, you can say, was sent to, you can say, parliamentary standing committee. That is one bill they sent it. Another bill they sent was, you can say, biological, you can say, diversity amendment bill, and the mediation bill is what they sent to, you can say, parliamentary standing committee. Okay, so that's what you should be knowing. I'm sure you have been, you can say, you have heard about the idea of Delimitation Commission. The students who have been regular follower of pro-talent sessions, okay, they must know this idea. They already know this. Yes or no? So what is Delimitation Commission? Delimitation Commission is, you can say, identifying the newer constituency for the election purpose, whether it is for the state election or union territory election, or it is for the sake of, let's say, Lok Sabha election. So I'm sure you know, after 5th of August 2019 and then 31st of October 2019, okay, here we removed article number 370. Here we divided Jammu Kashmir into 2 parts. One is the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Union Territory of Ladakh. Now we gave a special status to Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, we said that Union Territory of Jammu Kashmir comes with legislature. So when it comes with a legislature, we have to ensure that there has to be a kind of constituencies to be divided in a Jammu Kashmir, and when Jammu Kashmir constituencies are divided, okay, there has to be a proper delimitation system. So in Jammu, okay, 6 additional seats are proposed, and in Kashmir 1 additional seats are proposed. Okay, so they proposed to increase 6 seats of Jammu, and Kashmir mein it is 1 seat they proposed. Okay, in Jammu you can say they proposed, you can say, 16 seats for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. That is what reservation for them. Okay, so Kashmir division, you can say, had total you can say 46 seats and Jammu had 37 seats. Okay, this commission was headed by Ranjana Prakash Desai. Justice Ranjana Prakash Desai. Okay, okay. Now that is interesting. So keep in mind what numbers and what dates I am mentioning. That's very important. Very interesting case came to Madras High Court. Justice G.R. You can say Swaminathan gave a very interesting you can say judgment on this. Okay, Madras High Court had a Madurai bench. In this Madurai bench, a very interesting case came where a person who was office holder of CPI, Mr. you can say Mathivanan of Madurai, he went for sightseeing trip at Sirumalai, you can say place which is very famous. Okay, it is the Sirumalai Hills, very famous. People go there for a very interesting trip. He put a post on the photograph or on the Facebook along with his daughter and son-in-law with a caption that trip to Sirumalai for shooting practice. Okay, that is what he mentioned. The Vadipati police of Madurai, you can say, saw the post as a threat to waging war. Okay, now this is interesting. Okay, you are writing a caption which is a very light-hearted caption, and he was booked under IPC, varieties of the sections of IPC, and it is a waging war, which is huge. To that, Justice G.R. Swaminathan said that India has many holy cows. Okay, you know, there may be a very interesting debate topic. Let me give you a very interesting debate topic. You want to give your argument on it? Okay, please give me an argument on it. The topic is holy cow makes the best burger. Very interesting debate topic. You want to give your point? Okay, please tell me. Okay, not how cow, sorry. Holy cow makes the best burger. Okay, holy cow makes the best burger. Please put that your argument here. Okay, now the point is, what is the meaning of holy cow? Holy cow is anything. Holy cow is anything where you can say if you poke fun at those issues, okay, it hurts people. Okay, so the judge says that look, it is bad that in India we do not, you can say, accept such kind of jokes. Holy cows are what? For example, in Yogi's terrain, any real cow, okay, whether it is terribly underfed or emaciated, still it is a holy cow. In West Bengal, Tagore is a holy cow. Khushwant Singh learned the lesson at a very hard cost. In Tamil Nadu, Periyar Shri E.V. Ramasamy is a holy cow. In today's Kerala, Marx and Lenin are holy cow. They are they are beyond the bounds of criticism and satire. You go to against Maharashtra, Chhatrapati Shivaji and Veer Savarkar is holy cow. And you go to India, across India, it's a national security. So holy cow varies from person to person. And therefore, people are not able to understand that it is a mere joke. When it is a joke, you have to accept it. It is a joke. Okay. Justice G.R. Swaminathan went to that level, saying that look, if the journalist and the satirist, if they are, you can say, they are the framers of constitution, they might have put, you can say, article number 51A amendment, and they might have put that duty to laugh. Okay, maybe your fundamental duty. Hypothetical author like a journalist, okay, or anyone like that might have put in this format. Okay, I believe that's a very crucial point being made by, you can say, Justice G.R. Swaminathan. ठीक है. वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग केस केम टू दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट. वी ऑल नो मुगल era was started by Babur. बाबर केम टू इंडिया 1526, ठीक है, बैटल ऑफ पानीपत, ठीक है, उसमें उन्होंने इब्राहिम लोदी को हरा दिया. बाबर के बाद हुमायूं का बेटा अकबर ने दुनिया बड़ी डेवलप कर दी, काफ़ी अच्छा लेकिन से एस्टेब्लिशमेंट किया. फिर उसका बेटा लेकिन से जहांगीर, फिर शाहजहां ने रेड फोर्ट बनाया, लाल किला शाहजहां ने बनाया. सबसे आखिरी जो मुगल राजा था दैट वाज बहादुर शाह जफर. आई एम श्योर ऑल ऑफ यू आर अवेयर अबाउट बहादुर शाह जफर. बहादुर शाह जफर को ब्रिटिशरों ने भगा दिया, है ना. आफ्टर 1857 की लड़ाई जो हुई, आफ्टर 1857 की जो लड़ाई हुई उसके अंदर वो भाग गया. बहादुर शाह जफर वेंट टू एक्साइल, है ना. अब बहादुर शाह जफर के जो डिसेंडेंट है दैट इज ग्रेट ग्रैंड सन एंड ग्रैंड डॉटर, ठीक है, जो अभी सुल्ताना बेगम करके शी लिव्स इन वेस्ट बंगाल, हावड़ा. शी लिव्स इन अ स्लम एंड शी इज डिमांडेड कि भैया ये जो रेड फोर्ट है वो इलीगली हमसे ले लिया गया था, ठीक है, और सरकार अभी भी इलीगली वहां पे रहती है, हमें वापस दे दीजिए. दिल्ली हाईकोर्ट ने आर्ग्यूमेंट किया भैया 150 साल के बाद अभी आपको कैसे याद हुआ, जस्टिफाई करिए, ठीक है. लॉयर उन्होंने बोला, उनके लॉयर ने बोला कि अरे ये तो इलिटरेट है, ठीक है, इनको पता नहीं था. बोला इलिटरेसी इज नॉट अ ग्राउंड, इट्स नॉट अ जस्टिफिकेशन, ठीक है, दिस इज नॉट राइट. दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. लेफ्टिस्ट लॉ मेकर गैब्रियल बोरिच, ठीक है, became the youngest ever president of Chile at what age? 35. Millennial is becoming the president of a particular country is for the first time, ठीक है, और ये लेफ्टिस्ट है, ठीक है. दोस्तों पिंक क्रशेड चालू हो चुका है, ऐसा इस पर्टिकुलर मतलब पॉइंट का बात है, ठीक है. दोस्तों याद रखिएगा गैब्रियल बोरिच के बारे में, ठीक है. कंपैशनेट जॉब इज नॉट अ वेस्टेड राइट. 2021 में क्लैट में ये मजेदार सा आर्ग्यूमेंट दिया गया था कि भाई कंपैशनेट जॉब आपको मिलेगी, इसमें आपका कोई अधिकार नहीं है, ठीक है. बहुत ही तगड़ा आर्ग्यूमेंट था. और उसके बाद एक लास्ट पॉइंट हमारे लिए, चाइना ने यूएसए के ऊपर सैंक्शन लगा दिया. दोस्तों चाइना ने यूएसए के ऊपर सैंक्शन लगा दिया जैसे यूएसए ने सैंक्शन लगा दिया था, ठीक है. सो आई होप दिस इज वेरी क्लियर टू यू. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर वॉचिंग दिस, ठीक है. आई एम क्लोजिंग दिस मॉड्यूल एंड ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर प्रिपरेशन.